I think a lot of folks have wondered, are we all committed? Is the teaching, is the research, is Extension committed to these international programming efforts? And I think not only are we committed, but we have been committed for a long time. Ed Price and I were talking about the portfolio of folks in all three of our function areas, and it's pretty heavy. And it's not just going internationally to the country, but it's bringing those countries back here. And I know Mike McWhorter, I don't know how many hundreds of tours that we've hosted international visitors that really want to understand the total teaching, research, and extension mission that I would argue that has been the biggest economic development enterprise in the history of the United States, and it will be the biggest economic development enterprise in the history of the world if we follow the route that evolved in the U.S. The U.S. wasn't smart in getting it done. They were smart in starting it, and the leadership was smart in carrying through. First, they educated their people. Said anybody, you don't have to be rich to deserve an education, and society needs everyone educated to build the economic fabric of this nation. You got to have something to teach, something that people could use. Not just, I'm not picking on the liberal arts and other humanities. I'm just saying you got to have something that you can take out and they can build that wealth on. And of course, the research community involved in the Hatch Act, experiment station research in the Hatch Act to move on. That still wasn't sufficient to meet the economic success because it didn't, while educating the people on the campus and having something to educate them with was important, you had to get it out in the countryside. You had to have a buy-in of the people. The people had to recognize that this is not the government here to help you. This is the government here to help you on the needs that you identify. And then the third leg of the program was Extension that brought that together. That is the model. That's universal, it's a principle, it's unalterable by time. It's as important today as it is in the 1800s and the 1900s. And I guarantee you Extension is committed to that model. And I applaud Elsa, well, Mark, for putting the committee together, but Elsa to take the lead in working on this Feed the Future initiative. Mr. Butler yesterday laid out the first five, and I applaud the first in there is that you've got to have country buy-in. Nothing. I mean, we've proved this over and over and over in the history of international development that we're bringing our smarts to fix you. Never, ever, ever works, and we fail miserably every time we do that. You got to have the country buy-in, and you got to have the political infrastructure in the country, one, to let you buy in, but you got to get to the people. And you got to get to the people to have them buy in that you're bringing something that can improve their economic and social well-being. And that's the model that evolved over time in the United States. Like I said, it's the greatest economic development model I've ever been aware of or studied, and is ongoing. And it will work internationally. And I can guarantee you although where did Dean go? The Dean came up here as a vice chancellor. He always has to have the last word. But if he'd have done the Dean, I could have done the teaching, research, extension model, and I'm sure he'll get to it. But I guarantee you, in the AgriLife administration, every single function is solely behind this because of peace. Peace. It's nice to be a humanitarian, but if you got hungry people, you've got revolution. You've got revolution that's got instability, and that's not in the United States' best interest. So we can cloak it in humanitarian, but it's pure economics and defense. That is why it's nice to have the humanitarian mantle, but it's in our best interest to be involved, and I appreciate the opportunity to show our commitment to that program. Thank you.